You can buy a house in America for less than the price of some used cars. I'm not talking about mobile homes or shacks in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about actual houses. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, with front yards and driveways, selling for $20,000, $30,000, even $1 in some cases. Sounds like the deal of a lifetime, right? Wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 cities where you can buy dirt cheap houses right now and why every single one of them could be a financial disaster. By the end, you'll understand why these homes are so cheap and whether buying one could actually make you money or ruin you financially. Let's get into it. Before we count down these cities, you need to understand why homes get this cheap in the first place. It's not because sellers are generous, it's because nobody else wants them. These are homes in cities that have lost their industries, their populations, and their futures. When a factory closes and 10,000 people leave town, the houses they leave behind become worth almost nothing. But here's where it gets interesting. Some investors are betting big on these cheap homes, buying dozens or even hundreds of them. Are they insane, or do they know something you don't? Let's find out. Number 10. Gary, Indiana. Gary was once a thriving steel town with 180,000 people. Now it has barely 70,000. You can buy houses here for $5,000 to $25,000. Here's the catch. The property taxes are still $2,000 to $3,000 per year. The neighborhood might be mostly abandoned, and good luck finding renters who can afford even $400 a month. Some investors buy these homes, renovate them for $30,000, and rent them out. But one bad tenant can destroy all your profit in a single month. Number 9. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit made headlines years ago with $1 houses. You can still find homes between $10,000 and $40,000 in certain neighborhoods. But here's what they don't tell you. Insurance is $3,000 to $5,000 per year because of high crime. Property taxes are high, and unless you're in the right neighborhood, your house might get stripped for copper the moment you turn your back. Some areas are gentrifying, but betting on the wrong block could cost you everything. Number 8. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland has tons of houses, under $50,000 on the east side. They look decent in photos, but in reality, these neighborhoods have lost population for 50 years straight. Schools are struggling. Jobs are scarce. Your $35,000 house might rent for $650 a month, but only if you can keep it rented. 1 6-month vacancy, and you've lost an entire year of profit. Number 7. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis has entire neighborhoods where you can buy houses for $30,000 to $60,000. Some investors swear by them. The problem is, Memphis has one of the highest crime rates in America. Property management is difficult. Eviction processes can take months, and tenant quality varies wildly. You might make 15% cash-on-cash returns, or you might deal with constant headaches that make you wish you had bought stocks instead. Number 6. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore has beautiful row houses selling for $25,000, $50,000 in certain areas. They look like million-dollar Brooklyn brownstones in photos. The reality is, those neighborhoods have serious challenges. High crime, low employment, struggling schools. Your renovation costs could easily double your budget, and finding quality tenants is harder than finding the house itself. Some blocks are turning around, but timing is everything. Number 5. Flint, Michigan. Yes, the water crisis, Flint. Houses here sell for $10,000 to $35,000 all day long. But would you want to live there? Would anyone you know? The water situation has improved, but the reputation hasn't. Population is still declining. And investor competition means the good deals get snatched up by people who know the market better than you. Number 4. Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown lost its steel industry and never recovered. Houses sell for $5,000 to $30,000. Here's the trap. The city has been demolishing abandoned houses for decades. Your cheap house could have condemned properties on both sides of it. Property values have nowhere to go but down in many neighborhoods. Unless you're buying in the tiny pockets of stability, you're catching a falling knife. Number 3. East St. Louis, Illinois. East St. Louis has some of the cheapest housing in America. We're talking $3,000 to $20,000 for entire houses. There's a reason, though. This city has faced decades of economic decline, population loss, and urban decay. Crime rates are extremely high. Infrastructure is crumbling. Most investors won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. The few who do are either very brave or very foolish. Time will tell which. Number 2. Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham has pockets where houses sell for $20,000 to $45,000. Some look like legitimate opportunities. But Birmingham's population has been flat or declining for decades. Job growth is slow, and the neighborhoods with cheap houses tend to stay that way. You're not buying in an up-and-coming area. You're rebuying in an area that already came and went. Your $35,000 house might still be worth $35,000 in 10 years. Number 1. Countless small towns across the Rust Belt and Midwest. The number one trap isn't a specific city. It's the hundreds of small places where the factory closed 20 years ago and never came back. Where the population is aging and young people are leaving. Where Main Street is boarded up and the hospital might close next year. You can buy a house for the price of a used Honda, but you can't sell it for any price when you need to leave. You'll be stuck paying taxes and insurance on a house in a town with no future. So here's the truth about cheap houses in America. They're cheap for a reason. That doesn't mean they're all bad investments. Some investors make good money buying cheap houses in the right neighborhoods, renovating them properly, and managing them well. But it takes expertise, capital, and a stomach for risk that most people don't have. If you're thinking about buying a cheap house, ask yourself, why is it cheap? What's the neighborhood trajectory? Can I find good tenants? What are my exit strategies? And most importantly, what happens if everything goes wrong? Because in real estate, cheap houses aren't cheap if they cost you money every month. Drop a comment below. Would you buy a house for $30,000? Which city on this list surprised you most? If this video opened your eyes to the reality of cheap real estate, smash that like button and subscribe. We post new videos every week breaking down the real estate market so you can make smarter decisions. See you in the next one.